There is a play that I'm liking in college football tonight. I am liking the over in Kent State, Western Michigan. As I mentioned, Western Michigan's, their starting quarterback went out a few games ago, but the replacement is a guy with some talent. In his last game, he was shitty, but there was like bad weather for that one, and that's a little bit of an excuse. I think that Western Michigan is going to turn it up offensively here, and even Kent State, I think, will be a little bit better offensively than what we've seen from them overall this year. Even in their last game, they put up a few points. So I don't know who's going to cover here. Obviously, Western Michigan is a huge favorite, as they should be. But my bet on this one, and I did bet it, and I hope it cashes, is on the over. 46.5 right now. It's a 46.5 minus 108 is the best line right now at Pinnacle. And that's my first play. Kent State, Western Michigan, over 46.5. Over 46.5. Minus 108. That is my first pick, and then that's I think my best bet of the day. Then the other game that's interesting is Eastern Michigan, Central Michigan. Very interesting matchup here. Both of these teams are very closely matched. They both have productive passing offenses and good defenses. Eastern Michigan is way better than the record has shown. Last week, of course, I was on Central Michigan, which turned out to be a winner. Although in the first half they were getting blown out and it was bad weather, and then they came rocking back. Now they're a home underdog. I would be leaning Central Michigan plus the points here. The total is interesting. I want to take the over, although both teams also have a questionable, have strong defenses. So they might be limited, but I think the way I'm going to play this game is just going to be with the Central Michigan team total over. It's right now 22.5 minus 116 at Heritage, and that combines, a play on both Central Michigan and on the over. I've heard some opinions that I respect saying they like the under here, which is understandable because both teams do have good passing defenses, but I feel like both teams have enough weapons on offense to make the over worth the play, and I kind of want to take Central Michigan at +2, but again, I don't really want to bet against Eastern Michigan here. I was definitely leaning Central Michigan. The schedule recently has also favored them, so I'm just going to keep do it a little bit safe here and take the Central Michigan team total over, currently 22.5 minus 115 at Pinnacle. So that's my second play. Central Michigan team total over 22.5 minus 115, and that combines leans both to Central Michigan +2 and the over at about 47 market wide. Then the other game, Toledo, Ohio, another very interesting one, similar to the Central Michigan game. Ohio, I think, is getting a little bit disrespected here as a home underdog, but I don't want to bet against Toledo. Exact same situation as the Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan game. I think Central Michigan getting a little bit disrespected as a home dog, but I don't want to bet against Eastern Michigan. Probably, if you bet both Ohio and Central Michigan on the money lines, probably one of them wins, and you come up positive a little bit. The total is also very tricky. Both these teams obviously have huge offenses, but Ohio is probably going to try to have a more of a run-heavy game plan here to keep the ball out of Toledo's hands. So that's a tough one. Lean to Ohio at +4, but I'm going to pass on it. And as of right now, I think I'll just give two plays: Central Michigan team total over and the over in Kent State, Western Michigan. What do you think about that, Jim? I just broke the hell out of those three games.
I think you did a great job. The Kent State game. Broncos almost beat the Chippewas with backup Reese Goddard at quarterback, and that guy went 6 for 18 for 42 yards in a pick and did not look good. Kent State's last in the country, averaging just 12 points a game, so there's some talk here on the forum saying they don't trust Kent State putting up enough points, so they're going to take the Western Michigan over.
Okay.
I hear what you're saying, and I just don't trust George Ballas very much. But
the thing is that actually, and this is a little bit of a kind of a quirky angle, but it is how college sports works. Of course, professional players, what's their deal? They have freaking their wives and their side pieces and all that drama. College players have classes, right? That's the big deal. And actually, I've been reading that these midweek games are actually helping out Kent State's offenses because of the way that their classes are set up. So they're getting more reps now in practice, and that's why I'm not expecting Kent State to cover, but I am expecting them to be a little bit better offensively, and especially if Western Michigan gets out to a big lead, which they should. They might not be too intense defensively. So I'm taking the over on that one. It could.
I think that's a great angle.
Yeah,
I respect that angle very much.
I mean, you forget that these kids, it's like they're college kids. You're like, oh, I can't believe I'm betting on a 19-year-old who doesn't know how the world works. Not only that, they have friggin' classes. You know what I mean? And that shit matters. Like, they have to study for shit. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. Donnie Rightside's come in and said Western Michigan without 3 of the top 4 running backs and starting a backup quarterback.
That's true, but Western Michigan also has, they're going to give one of their highly touted running backs a lot more reps in this game. And as you know, all it takes is one guy to start, blowing up. And as this is exactly what we talked about in the NHL, it's like, yes, when you have a bunch of injuries with MAC teams, the question is who's coming in to replace them. Sometimes it's absolute garbage. Sometimes it's like highly touted, 4-star redshirt freshmen. And those guys are getting their first crack at a big time game. You know what I mean?
I love your angle, and my man Walter Trotter comes in and says great angle. I think that's a great spot. There are a lot of questions about the Toledo, Ohio over under, and now it's a tough one. Woodside's having just an absolute monster year for the Rockets, and Deontay Johnson and Cody Thompson are making plays. 13th in the nation, averaging 38.8 points a game, and Ohio's offense, led by Nathan Rourke, is putting up more points than Toledo, 7th in the nation at 41.2. Now, Toledo's defense is slightly better than Ohio's. I mean, only Tulsa and Miami put points on them, where Purdue put 44 on Ohio. UMass put 50 on them.
Yeah, so, that game I'm passing on. Again, I have a slight lean to Ohio plus the points. And as far as the total is concerned, I mean, both offenses have been great. I'd have a slight lean to the under because it's such a huge game, right? It's a preview. So I actually would lean to the under here. Lean to Ohio plus 4, lean to the under, and probably if I had any balls, I'd give both of those, and at least one of them cashes and probably both of them cash. But as of right now, I'll hold off, and I will just give the 2 picks that I've given.
I hear you. Michael Robinson says Eastern Michigan money line is his play. In that Michigan-Eastern versus Central game, the Chips were so fortunate to play Western Michigan with Reese Goddard at QB and not John Wasink. Central Michigan was outgained 269-82 in the first half and only managed 2 first downs.
Yeah.
And then Central Michigan played without the nation's sack leader, Joel Osman. I don't know if he's going to be back.
He's back.
He is back. Okay, that's a big deal.
That's a big deal for us. You see how you just you ask, I don't know if he's going to get, bam, I got the answer for you. 2 seconds. Love it, right? I do my research in college football. Listen, it could lose. I think Central Michigan, one way or another, is going to put up the points, and I'm on the over Kent State, Western Michigan. Leans to Ohio plus 4. The Ohio Toledo under 65, which is the current line at the Greek, and I guess a slight lean to a Central Michigan at plus 2 as well. All right, we were going to talk. We mentioned we might do an NFL segment in this show. You want to do that, Jim, or
where time is a factor?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
No, that was the Jameis Winston licking all his fingers and eating a W, which was the most horrifying thing I've ever seen.
I was getting a signal from the production crew. I couldn't tell if that was like no, don't do an NFL segment, or yes, do it. Should we do it, or
I'd be happy to if you want to, if you would like.
Okay, we can expand on this later on, but let's just get to it quickly. A couple plays that I definitely bet that I'm leaning. I bet the Detroit-Cleveland under. Cleveland obviously much stronger defensively than offensively, and Detroit looking forward to the rest of the season, and I'm sure is not going to try to run up the score in this game against Cleveland. I also bet Buffalo plus 2. Holy shit! It's now up to 3. Jimmy the Bag. It's up to 3 market wide. I don't understand that line movement at all.
That's crazy.
Yeah, New Orleans has been great, and they've been good up defensively, but I think they've had a relatively weak schedule. Buffalo coming off of a bad loss, and I don't understand that one either. And I definitely am liking Minnesota minus the points against Washington. Washington very banged up, had a nice win against Seattle last week, but I think that the chickens come home to roost as far as Washington's injuries are concerned, and I like Minnesota. So those are all plays that I'm definitely been liking so far. Minnesota minus the points, Cleveland, Detroit under, and Buffalo. I don't understand that line movement at all. And that's it. That's it for now as far as picks that I wanted to give. What else, Jim? What you have anything to say about NFL?
I do, and I'm so happy that you like the Vikes because I went into my show last night saying the Vikings is going to be one of my top 5 plays, and then I just got holes poked in it by the whole. They all were
by who?
The commenters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they like the Redskins in that situation, and I'm very happy that you're on it, and I will study it some more. But that makes me feel better. I like the Bears minus 5 against the Packers, and I like it quite a bit. I will be making that an official selection. So I'll just start with 2 official selections right now. Actually, I'll start with 3 official selections. I'm going to take the Bears minus 5.
Okay, Bears minus 5, minus 115 right now at Pinnacle. Yes, it's 5, 5.5, or 6 market wide right now. Pinnacle is minus 5, minus 115 for the best line market wide.
I like that a lot. I'm also going to take the New England Patriots at minus 7.5, and also the under in the Patriots-Broncos game.
Okay, well, we do line shop here. Line shopping is very important. Sometimes they're dead numbers. This one is not. Jim the the bag. I'm going to blow your mind right now. Obviously, the difference between 7.5 and 7 is huge, right?
Huge.
7.5 market wide. Heritage has -7, -110. So we're going to give you that one.
That's
-7,
wonderful.
-110.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
And I will be taking the under in that game as well.
Okay, the under in that one, the Pats' best line right now would be 47 -110 at UWager. UWager, Pats and Pats, Denver, under 47 -110. Most places have 46.5. Pinnacle has 47 -115 on the under, and UWager does have 47 -110. So we'll give you that one. And I will throw on some official picks now again. Because, you know, on Thursday or Friday, if we decide we don't like them, we can just take them back. And if the line's moving in our favor, we might have a shot at a middle. If it's moved against us, we might get middled. But we can take them back. As of right now, I will throw on Buffalo, I will throw on Minnesota, and I will throw on the Cleveland-Detroit to under. Minnesota best line right now is -1, -105 at Pinnacle. Buffalo, unbelievable. Best line right now is +3, -105, also at Pinnacle. And the under on the Cleveland-Detroit game best line would be 44 -110 at the Greek bookmaker bet DSI in a few places. Other places have 43.5, but I'm going to take the under 44 on that one. All right, Jim, and we'll have more NFL plays and college football plays maybe tomorrow and Friday, and we might take some of those back. But as of right now, Jim and I have both given a bunch of plays. 3 NFL plays from me, 4 from Jim. Oh, no, sorry, 3 from Jim, right?
Yeah.
Just 3. That's it. You have anything else to say about NFL? Should we wrap the show up?
I'll add more NFL picks tomorrow.
Okay. We're going to be doing more NFL segments on Thursday and Friday, maybe more college football segments, of course, covering all the daily games tomorrow and Friday. Thanks so much to everyone who had all the positive comments. Really made our day, and we'll be back tomorrow for the Thursday card.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.